Imagine driving home at night. An oncoming car crests the hill, its headlights flare into your windshield, and for 3 terrifying seconds, you are completely blind. Exhale sharply. You grip the steering wheel, your heart pounding in your chest, praying you do not drift off the road. Or maybe your fear is quieter. You are standing in your kitchen, holding a new prescription bottle, and the vital instructions are nothing but a gray, blurry smudge. Sighs, when you finally confess this to your doctor, what do they usually say? They give you a sympathetic smile and say, "Well, you're over 60 now. Your eyes are just aging. It is completely normal." Hi, I am Dr. Anya, and I am here to tell you, do not accept that. Losing your vision and eventually being forced to hand over your car keys and your independence is not just an inevitable toll of the calendar. It is a biological crisis. The delicate screen at the back of your eye, your retina, is literally rusting. It is suffocating right now because it has been starved of very specific structural nutrients. But you can stop the rust. Today, I am going to reveal 3 tiny, inexpensive seeds hiding in your grocery store that act as internal sunglasses, biological lubricant, and a rescue squad for your fading vision. You don't need expensive procedures to start protecting your eyes. You just need the right biology. Let's find out exactly what is destroying your eyesight and how 2 tablespoons a day can help you take it back. To understand how to stop this rapid decline, we have to look at the biological battlefield inside your eye. Curious, at the very back of your eye lies the retina. Think of the retina as the ultimate, high-definition movie screen of your life. It is composed of millions of incredibly sensitive, energy-hungry cells. In fact, per square inch, your retina consumes more oxygen and energy than almost any other tissue in your entire body. Pause, but generating all that energy creates a biological exhaust. Every single day, as your eyes process harsh sunlight, the glare from your television, or the bright screen of your smartphone, your cells produce volatile waste products called free radicals. When you were 30 years old, your body produced a massive army of natural antioxidants to sweep up these free radicals before they could cause damage. But as you cross into your 60s, that natural cleaning crew essentially retires. Suddenly, those free radicals are left unchecked. They start bouncing around inside your eye, stealing electrons from your healthy cells. In the medical world, we call this oxidative stress. But I want you to think of it as rust. I remember a patient of mine, Martha. She was a 68-year-old retired teacher who loved to knit. She came to me devastated because the center of her vision was becoming a gray, blurry smudge. She assumed she just needed another expensive change to her reading glasses. What she didn't realize was that years of oxidative stress had literally rusted the center of her retina, the macula. Her cells were under constant chemical attack, and her diet was not providing the biological shield needed to stop it. And this brings us to a brutal biological truth that every adult over 60 must accept: retinal cells do not regenerate. If you scrape your knee, your skin grows back. If you break a bone, it heals. But if a cell in your retina dies from oxidative stress, it is gone forever. It does not grow back. Every cell you lose is a permanent tiny fraction of your vision, permanently deleted. This is why waiting until your vision is severely impaired is the most dangerous game you can play. But the rust is only half of the equation. The second silent threat to your vision is vascular suffocation. Your hungry retinal cells rely on a massive, nonstop delivery of oxygen and nutrients. This delivery is handled by a microscopic network of tiny, fragile blood vessels. But as we age, our cardiovascular system changes. Think about Robert, a 72-year-old former mechanic who visited my clinic. Robert had mild high blood pressure and slightly elevated blood sugar, very common for his age. He complained that by 4 p.m. every day, his vision felt exhausted and out of focus. He thought his eyes were just tired. The biological reality was much more alarming. Years of blood sugar swings and mild hypertension had caused the microscopic blood vessels in his eyes to become stiff, narrow, and brittle. By the afternoon, those stiff vessels simply could not pump enough blood to his eyes. Robert's retina was physically suffocating from a lack of oxygen. This toxic combination, cells rusting from the outside and suffocating from the inside, is the true biological root cause of your fading eyesight. It is not just getting old. It is a mechanical failure of supply and defense. The empowering news is that you do not need a prescription to fix the supply chain. You can reinforce your blood vessels, neutralize the rust, and build an unbreakable shield around your surviving cells. You just need the right biological building blocks. And it starts with seed number 1. Let's start by fixing the structural foundation of your eyes. And to do that, we need to talk about a symptom that plagues almost every single patient I see over the age of 60, chronic dry eyes. Sighs if you constantly feel like you have sand or grit trapped under your eyelids, or if your eyes are constantly watering trying to compensate for the dryness, you are not alone. After menopause in women, and as testosterone drops in men, the quality of your tears changes dramatically. But more importantly, the physical membranes of your retinal cells become stiff and brittle. Curious, think of a beautiful, supple leather jacket that has been left out in the baking sun for 10 years without any conditioning. It cracks, it shrinks, and it loses its flexibility. That is exactly what is happening to the microscopic cells in your macula, the center of your retina, when they are starved of omega-3 fatty acids. This is where our first seeds come to the rescue: flax seeds and chia seeds. These 2 tiny seeds are packed with a specific plant-based omega-3 called ALA, alpha-linolenic acid. When you consume ALA, it acts like premium, high-grade motor oil for your eyes. Your body uses these exact fatty acids to physically rebuild the outer walls of your retinal cells, making them flexible, resilient, and fluid again. It restores the structural integrity of your eye, drastically reducing the chronic, low-grade inflammation that is making your eyes feel itchy and exhausted by noon. But chia seeds offer a vital, secondary bonus for an aging body. They're incredibly dense in soluble fiber. Why does your eye care about fiber? Because fiber acts as a biological brake pedal for your digestion. It slows down the absorption of sugar into your bloodstream after a meal. By preventing those aggressive blood sugar spikes, you are directly protecting those tiny, fragile capillaries in your eyes from the toxic, inflammatory damage of insulin resistance. You are lubricating the cells and shielding the blood vessels at the exact same time. Now that we have oiled the machine, we need to build a shield against the rust. We need to stop the oxidative stress we talked about earlier. Curious, do you remember the hook of this masterclass? That terrifying moment of being blinded by oncoming headlights at night? That happens because, as we age, our eyes lose the ability to quickly adjust between bright light and darkness. Thoughtful, the pigment in our eyes that absorbs excess light and protects our vision simply wears out. To fix this, we need a specific biological team, and we find it in our second group, pumpkin seeds and sunflower seeds. These are your antioxidant protectors. Let's look at the brilliant synergy between them. Pumpkin seeds are an absolute powerhouse of zinc. In the biological highway of your body, think of zinc as the armored delivery truck. Its primary job is to pick up vitamin A from your liver and transport it safely straight to your retina. Once it arrives, your eye uses that vitamin A to produce melanin, a protective pigment that acts exactly like a pair of internal sunglasses. Without enough zinc, the delivery truck never arrives, the sunglasses are never made, and your retina is left completely exposed to the harsh glare of the world. But zinc cannot do it alone. It needs a shield to protect the fatty cell membranes we just rebuilt with our flax and chia. Enter the sunflower seed, packed with massive amounts of vitamin E. Vitamin E is a fat-soluble antioxidant. Its entire biological purpose is to wrap itself around the delicate fat cells in your eye and take the hit from the free radicals. It is the sacrificial armor that prevents the rust from ever forming on your retinal cells. When you combine the zinc from pumpkin seeds with the vitamin E from sunflower seeds, you create a perfect biological defense system. The zinc delivers the protective pigment to help you see in the dark, and the vitamin E ensures those cells are not destroyed by the oxidative stress of daily life. We have lubricated the cells, and we have built the antioxidant shield. But none of this matters if the nutrients cannot actually reach the eye. That brings us to our final, most crucial seed to unchoke your blood vessels. We have lubricated the cells with omega-3s, and we have built an antioxidant shield with zinc and vitamin E. But absolutely none of this matters if those life-saving nutrients cannot actually reach your eyes. Curious, remember Robert, the patient we talked about earlier whose vision became exhausted and blurry by 4 in the afternoon, his problem was not a lack of nutrients, it was a delivery failure. His blood vessels were too stiff to pump the oxygen his retina was begging for. To fix this, we need to physically relax and open up those microscopic highways. And for that, we turn to our final, most powerful circulation booster, sesame seeds. Do not let their tiny size fool you. Excited, sesame seeds contain unique, powerful plant compounds called lignans. Think of lignans as biological vasodilators. When they enter your bloodstream, they go to work reducing the friction inside your tiny capillaries. But the real magic of the sesame seed is its incredibly high concentration of magnesium. As we age, our blood vessels lose their elasticity and become rigid. Magnesium is the master relaxation mineral of the human body. It physically relaxes the smooth muscle walls of your blood vessels. Imagine taking a kinked, stiff garden hose and suddenly smoothing it out so the water can rush through effortlessly. That is exactly what magnesium does for the blood flow to your retina. By relaxing those vessels, you drop the blood pressure inside the eye, and you allow a massive flood of oxygen and vital nutrients to finally reach your starving cells. When you add sesame seeds to your diet, you are not just eating a garnish, you are literally opening the floodgates. You are curing the vascular suffocation that makes your eyes feel heavy, strained, and blurry at the end of a long day. So, you have the biological tools: flax and chia to lubricate, pumpkin and sunflower to shield, sesame to open the blood vessels. Curious, but how do you actually use them without upsetting an older digestive system? This is where most people make a critical mistake. If you just swallow a handful of raw seeds, an aging gut will not break them down. They will pass right through you, and you will absorb 0 nutrients. Pause. Here is your safe, clinical 2-tablespoon daily protocol. First, flax seeds must be ground. Buy them whole. Keep them in the fridge so the oils don't go rancid, and grind them in a cheap coffee grinder right before you eat them. Sprinkle 1 tablespoon over your morning oatmeal or yogurt. For chia seeds, you must soak them in liquid for 10 minutes until they form a gel. This makes them effortlessly digestible and incredibly hydrating. In the afternoon, take a small handful of lightly toasted pumpkin or sunflower seeds. Toasting them slightly breaks down their tough outer layer. Eat them as a snack or toss them over a salad. And finally, for dinner, sprinkle a tablespoon of toasted sesame seeds over your vegetables or your chicken. You only need 2 to 3 tablespoons a day in total, rotating through these 3 groups. It is not about eating a massive bowl of seeds once a month. It is about the quiet, compounding power of a daily biological habit. I want you to make a choice today. You can accept blurry vision and the terrifying loss of your driving independence as just a part of getting older. Or you can take control of your biology and give your eyes the exact nutrients they are begging for. Let's build a community of adults who refuse to fade into the background. Go down to the comments right now and type, "I am protecting my vision." Make your vitality pledge today. If this masterclass helped you understand your body better, please hit the like button and subscribe to Dr. Anya Health 60+. It tells the algorithm that this is vital, life-saving medical information, helping us reach millions of other adults who are terrified of losing their sight. You have the knowledge. You have the tools. Now go protect your vision, and I will see you in our next video.